Hey everybody, I want to do a quick video, and I have to do a quick video because my battery is low on my cell phone. Didn't get a chance to charge it. But I just wanted to do a quick commentary on Walmart. Okay, after thinking about what Walmart has done with banning ammo and open carry and all that, okay, I can see their perspective, all right? I work at a place that is what we would consider a target-rich environment, especially during this month. Now, I'm not going to tell you that place because my views do not represent the place that I work. I am wearing the uniform, so I'm going to cover the uniform so that you don't know the place that I work. But at the same time, I want you to understand that there are lots of people that go to this place. Those who know me know this place. And my views are my views alone. They do not represent the company that I work for. So I'm just going to make that disclaimer right from the get-go, even if you accidentally see where I work. The place that I work is equal opportunity, and they hire all kinds of people. So my views do not represent all the other people who also work at this location. I'll just get that out of the way, all right? Just to protect my employer and to indemnify them from any of my personal views that someone may not agree with, and that is your freaking problem, okay? My corporation or the company that I work for is not responsible for my views. My views are mine alone, and they are personal, and if they offend you, tough cookies, because they are my personal views, and my views should not have any effect on you. You have the freedom to listen from this point on or to not listen, all right? But I'm going to address the Walmart issue. So again, I work at a place that is a target-rich environment, potentially. And because of these psychotic people who abuse the Second Amendment, which is basically delineating in legal terms our right, our human right, and legal right to self-defense, they are taking that right and abusing it so that we all lose our rights. And honestly, I think that is wrong. You know, when someone goes and robs a store, we shouldn't go to jail for it. That person should go to jail for it. When someone goes and murders someone, we shouldn't go to jail for it. That person should go to jail for it. So the fact that we are even suggesting red flag laws or even temporary restraining orders altogether are unconstitutional because they treat a person as if they've been convicted of a crime, but they have not had the chance to go to court to prove their innocence, all right? And the other side hasn't gone to court to prove that this person has even committed a crime. This is the unconstitutionality of red flag laws because they're accusing you of having the potential to commit a crime. Well, hello, everyone has the potential to commit a crime. So should we all go to jail because we have the potential to commit a crime? Then we'll all be in jail, including government people. So that is a really dangerous road to go down. Now, going back to Walmart, they have the absolute freedom to choose what they want to sell and what policies they want to institute and what they want to allow in their stores. So they have the absolute right to tell you you should not open carry a firearm in their store. And honestly, from a gun owner's perspective, what person in their reasonable mind would want to open carry in a situation where there is no obvious or known threat or imminent threat? Let me review that again. You're going into a store on a normal situation where people are just buying goods and services, and there's no threat there. No one has presented a threat. So why would you present your firearm openly? That makes absolutely no sense to me as a gun owner. Unless you have a small penis and you're sensitive about that, and you want to carry your gun out in the open to show that you're Mr. Big Stuff. Most likely, the guys who do that don't even know how to use their firearm, don't even know how to load it properly, and the chances of you having a negligent or accidental discharge of your firearm and actually injuring someone and harming someone is very high because you're a cocky, arrogant fool. So in many ways, at least from that perspective, I can see where the left is coming from, where they don't want us to own guns because of people like you embarrassing people like me by your reckless exercise of your rights. The only reason to open carry in a situation is if there is a threat. And you have to have that firearm out in the open because there's no way you can conceal it like an AR. An AR in itself is no different to me than a little pea shooter, right? And I mean, caliber-wise, yes, all right. Power-wise, yes. But in terms of what it does, it's no different. It shoots out something from the front. And the only reason people are afraid of it is because the media has painted it as some kind of a scary-looking thing based on cosmetics. And now, keep in mind, these are the same people who are always talking about how we shouldn't judge people based upon their appearance. They're always pulling the race card like, oh, you're judging me based on the color of my skin or the place I came from. But yet they'll judge a firearm based upon the cosmetics of the firearm, even though the mechanism is the same throughout majority of the firearms. In fact, even here in California, the most automatic fire weapons are illegal or they're not allowed to be purchased. But that doesn't stop people from having them. Really, what gun bans do is it makes it so that poor people can't get their hands on them. But rich people, as long as they pay what's known as a stamp tax, can own those firearms. So really, the poor people who think that they're on the side of what's right when they support the leftists who are really fascists and want to just take your rights away, and they appeal to you through fear-mongering and also the appearance of they want to help you through noble means, like they're trying to protect children. Keep in mind, these are the same people who support abortion, who really are killing children in the womb. And they are defenseless children because they're inside the mother's womb. They cannot speak because they're surrounded by fluid and tissue. So they can't openly say something to you, but that doesn't mean they're not alive. They're breathing oxygen, but they're breathing it through the mother's supply that goes through the umbilical cord that change into their own blood supply so that they can breathe through the fluids, almost like a fish. So you're telling me a fish, just because it's underwater, is not alive? All right. So we're getting back to the point where really we need to really sit down and think about who and what ideologies we are supporting. Getting back to Walmart, as I started. Walmart is a business, and they have every right to show that they are trying to seek the best interests of their guests. I work at a Target-rich environment, and today at that Target-rich environment, our attendance and our visitation of guests was very low. And a lot of that we suspect is due to temperature, because it's very hot here in California. Southern California especially, I should say, to be specific. But at the same time, because it's a place where we've had recent active shooter events, people have every right to be concerned. And I'm sure a lot of people don't want to come out and shop or do things because they're frightened. When it's a target-rich environment, they don't want to be in that kind of situation where some psychotic person might come out and do something. Okay, when a business wants to take firearms out of the public's hands so that they can reassure their fearful guests that it's safe, I can see them instituting that kind of policy. But that's a false sense of security. Because do you think that just by taking guns out of the hands of people, that the psychotic people who still want to do harm will not bring one somehow illegally? I just posted a video of something that happened recently on Instagram. I posted the video of someone in Victorville. I'm confusing the fire that's in the Temecula area or Murrieta area, with what happened in Victorville, of someone attacking a sheriff's deputy and beating the crap out of her. Now, do you think that person is a criminal who beats on a police officer or a sheriff's deputy? I would think so. A law-abiding citizen respects the law that this person, this sheriff's deputy, is trying to enforce. And that includes you don't ever attack a law enforcement officer. Well, this person's beaten down on her, so right away, that's a criminal. So in a normal circumstance, if that person tried to purchase a gun, they wouldn't be able to get their hand on it, right? Because we're in California. Well, guess what? He got his hand on the deputy's firearm. And after beating her, he attempted to shoot her with it. And fortunately, it malfunctioned, giving her the time to get out of range from him and disrupt his aim, which he wasn't very good at using the firearm. So he did not kill her with that firearm. Enough time for the backup to arrive and the cavalry to come in force. All right, but he doesn't qualify to have possession of a firearm, but he got one. He even got it from the government. That's what you want to do. You want to take our firearms and allow only government officials to protect us. Well, this is the rationale that I'm trying to show you. Nothing is safe, really. The safest thing is for all of us to have firearms. So that, look at that situation. What if that sheriff deputy were the only one there and he got the firearm? Now everybody's a victim, including the deputy. What if we're all armed? If he were to get the sheriff's firearm, everyone surrounding that criminal would have a firearm. So we wouldn't matter. You get the gun, now there's a justification for us to incapacitate you because you are a danger to society. You just demonstrated that by beating down on the sheriff deputy and then taking her firearm so that you could potentially cause harm to other people, because you're already showing that you're not of sound mind and mental clarity that you would attack a law enforcement officer to the point where now we will all need to defend you. And California is showing that they're not that sane, because they just passed a law that we do not have to help a law enforcement officer if they're in trouble. How coincidental that soon after they passed that, this deputy gets attacked and her firearm taken from her. So the same leftists that passed those kinds of laws have now created more of a danger. See, now the criminals will now attack. They're emboldened to attack law enforcement. They're emboldened to take their firearms. And now that we law-abiding citizens have more obstacles and hoops to jump through and in order to acquire a firearm legally, and now at Walmart have more obstacles and hoops to jump through in order to carry that firearm legally, this illegally acquired firearm can be used to harm all of us. Really think about it. I'm not appealing to government, because government doesn't care. They want to take your guns so that you're weak and you're a sheep and you will follow and obey and pay taxes and do what they want, and they can institute fascism on you. I want you, the citizen, to take into consideration what's going on here. Walmart has every right to do what they're doing. I also have every right not to shop there. As a free-thinking, independent, sovereign citizen of the United States of America, I can choose whatever place I want to go to, and I do not have to be enslaved to buy only from this company that doesn't seek my welfare and health and best interest. My best interest is to be safe, and I want to carry a firearm so that I can do that. So if a bad guy has a firearm, I don't care. I got one too. It's now a test of skill rather than a test of who can run faster than a bullet. I cannot outrun a bullet. This deputy outran a bullet today. She lucked out. But on any other day, if the firearm had gone off instantly, she was in range, he could have killed her today. We could have been celebrating a funeral and a life of a past law enforcement agent or officer. And that is a no-no in my book. We should be protecting and supporting our law enforcement. We should be protecting and preserving our right to bear arms and to self-defense, and not allowing the fascists to, with their smooth talk and their appearance of nobility, to try to con us into easily giving away our rights, which is a no-no. All right, so another thing, by Walmart banning a firearm does not go off by itself. A firearm needs a firing or a shooter. All right, my light just went off on my truck, but you can still get what I'm saying. It needs a shooter to operate the mechanism, which means that the shooter is a vital part to that mechanism and is part of the mechanism. So by banning the gun, you are banning the shooter indirectly. So at this point, I'm banned from Walmart, and I am fine with that. I'll go spend my money elsewhere because Walmart obviously doesn't want it. All right, at this point, I don't have to cover my company's logo. I will end this video because I'm sure my battery's about to die. If you are a first-time visitor, please hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button if you like what I'm saying. Even if you don't like what I'm saying, go ahead and hit the dislike. I don't care. Because at this point, I'm going to monetize however I want, and I don't care how it shows up in the search engine. So if you're a leftist fascist and you want to make it so it's hard for people to view anything, go ahead, hit the down button. You have that freedom of choice. At the same time, hit that bell notification if you do like my content and you want to know the next time that I will post up a video. Make sure that you're getting all of my notifications. And most importantly, share it with people that you think can benefit from this information. I love you guys. Until the next time, stay safe, stay alert. There's no place absolutely secure. It's a false sense of security. You can easily get weapons through any security checkpoint, especially at amusement parks, malls, places where there are a lot of people who have to stand in line. Because honestly, if they were really about security, you would never be able to get into Disneyland or Knott's Berry Farm or Mall of America or Cedar Fair or whatever your amusement park is near you, because they would have to dig through your bag so deeply in order to find the weapons that the time it takes for them to go through each person would prohibit you from even entering the park. So honestly, the quick look and the quick feel up or whatever they do is false security. You should always be alert about your surroundings and aware. And with that, I end this video. And I love you guys. Be safe, alert, and aware. And please, please stand up to these leftists before they enslave us all and we end up like communist nations that collapse. We're about to observe what happens to China because they like to control everything like fascists. They like to control speech and thought and movement and political behavior. And fortunately, thank God for Hong Kong, they have proved that we can succeed over fascism. That even though a greater power with a larger force comes in, they can stand up against us, but we can defeat them with much lesser odds of success, but we can still be strong in our beliefs. And that's the whole message of how America started, and Hong Kong has taken that to a new level. I love Hong Kong. At this point, I'm ready to move there because I think Americans have forgotten their heritage, their heroic DNA, and they're now cowards and lazy and haven't learned about it and now are willing to give up all their rights. And soon we'll find out the consequences of doing so, and I don't want to be part of that. I studied America, I love America, and I hope that many Americans will wake up to the fascism and communism that's coming here and trying to control us, and they will educate themselves and learn the truth, which shall set you free. God be with you.